Finally. He's a great player, man. And every time he's on the field, it's a whole different defense. The way he plays, the way he runs the defense, just the attitude he brings. I think it was inevitable for him to, get his next contract. Just a matter of time of when, and ended up getting it done today. And glad to have him back on the field.
I know he's been out here, but how much could you kind of feel his absence actually during practice?
Yeah, I mean, he not really, because he's done a good job. That's the leader he is, because he's still vocal on the sideline. He's still vocal in our walkthroughs and our meetings and things like that. So he was very present with us.
How would you feel like today went with the offense?
Yeah, when you get these joint practices, especially early in training camp, early in the year, there's a lot of learning. We didn't know what they're going to come out in, and they showed us some looks today, defensively that we weren't really prepared for. And we're kind of figuring it out on the fly, and they're going to get you sometimes, you're going to get them sometimes. It's a push back and forth, right? When you don't really game plan, like we just watched, a couple clips last night. Hey, this is what we expect, but no idea really what's going to happen. So you come out, play, you compete, and you try to adjust on the fly. I like that because it puts us in situations where it's a little bit more stress on our team, and we're going to see how we're going to react, right? Because that's where you really see the true value in your team and how you can actually, react and play under the stress and under times where it's not going your way and things aren't maybe as planned out.
Is it mostly protection stuff?
Yeah, definitely. So when I'm speaking of things that we haven't seen, is definitely some protection stuff. They got Michael Parsons out there, running around. He's a problem. They gave us some matchup problems where they got 5 big, D linemen in the game and him, so it puts our back on him. Some mismatch, especially when we can't cut out here in practice. So a couple times you see me get blasted on the ground because look. I'm not going to take your knees out in the game or out in practice, but in the game it's going to be a little different. You better protect yourself. It's fun. It's fun to come out here and compete, and it's good to be challenged. I think we all need to be challenged in life, and that's what practice is about. And take advantage of it.
Since you're challenging your running back group, you're challenging the other guys to step up and kind of fill in your role or help you out, if you will. How have they been receptive? How has that message been received by the guys?
For me, man, just even on that, I see it as 2 different perspectives for myself. Like me in the short term out here year by year, I'm trying to prove that I'm the guy that's going to be the most efficient on the field. You want me to be on the field the entire time. You want me taking every snap, right? And then on my other personality that sees my longevity of my career is like, hey, it would be nice if someone was like stepping up and actually earning some other reps as well and taking some hits off my body. But my short term, I'm bringing everything I can, trying to get them going as well, because I know it's going to take all of us in the room. It's a long season. We need some guys to step up, and I preach that every single day. And I can only preach it as much as I can, but then it takes them to take initiative and actually step up and make sure they're putting in the time, and however that is for them. We're all different. So I've been seeing Joshua Kelly, Larry Roundtree, Zay's been really, they're all bought in, and right, and that's where it starts, and then it comes out to compete and execute.
Since you're not seeing snaps in preseason games, how important are these 2 days of joint practices, and you kind of treat this as your dress rehearsal?
I mean, Coach came out to say, like, hey, like, we've heard, hey, this is our preseason game. It's like, for me, I don't really see it like that, because, like, every day I'm coming out here trying as hard as I can. It is different because we're adjusting to a different team. Absolutely, there's that aspect to it. But as far as me coming out to compete and try to get better every day, it's the same thing for us. I'm going to do that regardless if the Cowboys are here, if we're playing the Chargers, or if we're going, against ourselves in air, right? It's all about being on my fundamentals, making sure I'm efficient, making sure I'm in the right spot, doing what I'm supposed to do. I think it's just a good mix-up for us, definitely when we're able to see a different team, because now we can, adjust a little bit, play against someone else. We don't have to keep hitting ourselves. But for me, yeah, I feel like every day is, our preseason, until we actually get, till Sundays.
Austin, what did you see today from Justin Herbert, and what have you really seen over the last 3 weeks from him?
Today, we were definitely challenged today, Like I said, heads up on this ball. I think we're good. All right. Yeah, we were challenged today. I think, they gave us some problems up front, just with their fronts that they were giving us. And so that was putting him in a situation where he's going to have to start getting used to, like, oh, hey, this might happen in a game. Like, there's going to be times where the pocket collapses on you, step up, you got to make a throw, or decide, learn to tuck it, or things like that. So it was good practice. All of this is good practice, whether you're, doing well or being challenged or you're doing bad. It's all stuff you can learn from and try to continue to, just keep rising your game. So, I'm trying to see the most consistency out of him. He's running our offense, and we want to see that. And today was another day just to get tested.
Is there kind of an overarching theme you've seen from him over the last 3 weeks?
An overarching theme from Justin.
Something that you've noticed he's gotten better at, or anything as he goes into
It's hard. It's really hard because we're not into the games yet. Because he's always been pretty consistent, but practice is practice, right? It's not necessarily when we have live shots coming at you. People are trying to actually take you to the ground, and you have to really react to really people trying to sack you. So it's tough. He's been the same player he has been since the past few years. He's definitely learned as far as knowledge, just being in the same offense. But other than that, can't really tell yet. But I'm looking forward to.
Austin, what adjustments have you had to make in preparation to get ready for a regular season when you're not getting those preseason?
Yeah, I think Coach Staley said it best last year to us. Is like make sure that, and it's just another layer of how you approach practice. Really, he said make sure that you're treating these reps as your preseason reps. Obviously the main thing is not being able to simulate being tackled and making people miss. Like, did that guy actually make that tackle on me or not? That definitely would be an on-the-fly adjustment in the games. And that's the point, though, right? That the point is to get you to regular season, So there definitely will be an adjustment going into the regular season, but right now it's, the other 98% of football, which is being in the right spot, your assignment, using fundamentals and technique, and then the last, little bit is, what you can do, trying not to get tackled. So you can still get out here and get the work in.
As you're becoming big now, your guy benefited from preseason games, right? He was able to make a roster that way.
Yeah.
It seems like this is sort of the new wave for a lot of teams, a lot of franchises. I guess what are your overall thoughts about it and maybe this being the way that the game is going?
I think it's great. If coaches want to play, their starters, sometimes they'll play them for a drive or, a quarter. I just think it's a great opportunity, though, for, younger players to get live action. Like you said, that was a big part of me making the team, So it's definitely a part of the game that I think should stay around because there's not a lot of opportunities. They're very limited. Like, it seems like when we're in camp, seems like it's really long, but it's really not compared to the actual season. So you have a little window to make your mark on the actual team and show that you can, contribute.
What's your thoughts on Zion Johnson and what's he brought to the offensive line?
Yeah, man. Wow. What a great guy. Like, I was actually talking because I'm building my app, and so I was talking to him because he was in cybersecurity. Just a smart guy, man. And I love that from him. And he's just a big guy, too. Just ready to work. He's a young guy that's he's a sponge right now. And he just physically has it, and now it's just, bringing the mental part, locking it in, and what you want in all your guys is them to be receptive and be able to actually, comprehend information that's coming in. And just talking to him the other day through that conversation, talking about cybersecurity, I'm like, yeah, this guy's got it mentally. That's going to help him be a better player. And now we just got to put it together and come out. And, he played well in the first game, driving people off the ball. Love to see that. And hopefully he can keep it going.
How did you feel like Larry, Josh, and Isaiah played in the preseason game?
Yeah, I thought they ran hard. And they had very limited mistakes. And I think another big thing of it is that we saw was special teams, right? Special teams is going to be a huge part of it. That's where I think it's going to be, that third spot and the second spot really are going to be solidified with who's contributing most on special teams. As far as what they did in the running back spot, they were solid. They made the right cuts, hit the right holes, ran hard. They're going to be themselves. Josh had some great catches, getting up the field, running hard like he has. But like I said, special teams is going to be the determinator.
Austin, is it a good thing that they haven't really separated from each other? Like, they're all moving forward together?
I don't know. We'll see. You'll see.
Maybe not for them, right?
I don't know. I really don't know. I know, obviously, as in that situation, you'd want to separate yourself.
Right.
But this is the National Football League. It's really hard to separate yourself and show, especially in a short period of time during training camp where we're not really going live, that, hey, you're this much better than this person, right? Even the guys that are top, for the guys that are like average, it's not much. Just a little bit of consistency here and there that puts people over the edge. So they have a great competition going right now. We all do it. It's just in that room in general. And that's what we can just keep pushing that pressure on ourselves, right? Keep putting pressure, and then it comes down to the end of the day, we'll see how it plays out.
Sometimes in these scrimmages, it gets testy.
Yeah.
And I noticed out here, I thought it was pretty respectful.
Yeah.
How do you find that level to get your work in, but it doesn't get overboard between the two teams?
It comes down to your team leaders, in my opinion. What's up, Treat? It comes down to your team leaders. What is your team about? And then, it starts, I think, with your coaches and then the guys that are, that people look up to on your team. And if you have some respected guys there that are giving a message to your team, like today, even, I was talking to the other linebackers before we did one-on-ones. I was like, look, guys, let's go. We're going 100%. We're trying to make each other better, but nothing extra. Like, we're just here to work. We're trying to get better, and then we'll move on. You know, and it's having those conversations with them. They respected it. They were about it too. And I was like, yeah, now we can have some friendly competition. You know, it's football. Things are going to happen. There's going to be people on the ground. It's fine. We'll get up, pick your guys up, get back to your side, and we'll move on. And so it comes down to, I don't know what happened on the defensive side, but today on offense, you know, we stayed together and moved on. You know, we definitely got challenged today, like I said, and some new looks. And so it was a little frustrating, but you keep your head together, stay together, because at the end of the day, that's all you have is your teammates.